Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here, back with another guide for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. This time I'm going to show you how to complete the shrine quest, the South Lanayru Sky Crystal, as well as complete the shrine that it creates, the Mayanas shrine, which is dubbed the Ice Guides You. We are going to start from the Mount Lanayru Skyview Tower, and then once we get launched out, we are going to start gliding over to the Sky Islands to the east, or the northeast. If you do not have enough stamina to make it to the island that I am heading towards, which is the one directly in front of Link, you can drop off the one that is below Link right now, right near that geoglyph where Tulin's spirit is with those two constructs. On that Sky Island, there is a flying machine that you can use to reach this one. However, there is a flying machine on this island as well, so we're going to use that. Once you're ready, you want to drop off and make sure you have some cold weather gear equipped. Otherwise, you're going to sort of just keep taking damage like I was. I thought I was out of it. All right, so there will be a construct on this platform. I've already killed him. He has rocket arrows. Not terribly difficult to deal with. But I recommend taking the rockets off of this platform and attaching one to either side. And the reason for this is because we need to reach a Sky Island that is somewhat far away. You should have plenty of battery power, even just on one battery, to make it to the Sky Island. However, attaching rockets will make this go a decent amount faster. So pitch them at 45-degree angles, and then make sure they are facing the same general direction. This way you don't get blown off course. And then once you're ready, just stand on the control stick, activate it, and then you take off. So you want to go to this Sky Island right here, and if you need another flying machine, I believe there's one on this island as well. This isn't our actual like full-blown destination island. The one that we're really looking for is the one in the distance there in front of Link. And the reason for that is because that is where the Shrine Crystal is. So again, if you need another flying machine, you could drop onto this island. The machine here will have more batteries for you just in case you're running very, very low on battery power. However, at this stage of the game, I was doing this kind of late. I'd already completed a ton of shrines. This is my 100th shrine that I was completing, explored the depths a lot, and charged up my battery a lot, as you can see. So I've gotten the question, how do you get so many battery charges? The way you do it is you farm Zonate in the depths, and then you go to the forges, and at the forge there will be a crystal refinery where you can trade Zonite for crystal charges, and then you bring those crystal charges to the sort of battery vendor that is just outside of Lookout Landing. It's a bit of a currency shuffle, but that's how you do it. Okay, so once you have gotten to this island, you don't have to start the quest, but it does create a beam to show you where the crystal is. So what we're going to do is, just to play it safe and to make this go by a little bit quicker, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to kill this construct with the rocket arrows, because just like before, there are two rockets on his platform, and I want to use those to help us reach the Sky Island. And the reason for that is because in the sort of cave where the crystal is, they do give you a wing and some propellers, as well as a steering stick and a couple batteries. However, to save myself the building time, I just figured let's just use the flying machine the entire way. So you want to kill this construct, take the two rockets off the platform, and then just put them onto the Sky Island. And then we're going to bring those to the flying machine that is waiting for us on the Sky Island. So the game really gives you all the tools you need to solve this puzzle. You don't need anything extra. Okay, so once you're ready, you want to bring it over to the flying machine, which is just in the distance over here. And then we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to attach the rockets to either side of the platform, and then pitch it at a 45-degree angle. And then we are going to lift off in the direction of the beam of light that is emitting from the shrine, so we can go get the corresponding crystal. And then, just to play it super safe, I'm going to lift this up and place it on this platform over here. I just didn't want any sort of turbulence as I was taking off, and I didn't want to have to deal with a possible death. So you just want to get up here, and then once you're ready, do the same thing as before, just take off. And then as long as you're facing this general direction, you should be able to make it to the island, no problem. And again, this is why we use the rockets. It saves us from having to do all this island hopping. It's much, much quicker. All right, so you want to just steer the flying machine into this cave, and then once you're sort of over it, you want to just press B and land the flying machine on the island. If you don't manage to do that, it's fine. Like I said, there is a wing and some propellers inside of this cave. It's no big deal. You do need a sword to break these sort of vines. However, if you don't have a sword, you can use something like fire fruit or even bombs if you have a lot of those. The sword is necessary, or rather, fire fruit won't work on those if they're in a cave that's wet where there's water dripping all the time. Fire fruit will not work. Bombs do, and a sword always works. So you have a few choices of how to open those. In any event, once you're ready, you want to grab the crystal out of the back of the cave, and then you can just glue it right onto your flying machine here, and then fly it back down. Now, the reason I think some people use the wing is because it's a little bit easier to land a wing than it is a flying machine, but I'm going to show you a little trick that I discovered while doing this, and that is if you were to have some sort of like crash landing on a flying machine, as long as you activate the flying machine right before it lands, you won't take any damage. So it's a neat little trick that I kind of just found out as I was doing this. But yeah, that's the way it works. So make sure your flying machine is oriented in the correct direction, and then we're just going to bring this crystal back to the shrine, just like this. So the flying machine is basically always getting lift. It's really never dropping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to align it more or less with the central platform of this sky island, and then I'm just going to deactivate the flying machine. I'm going to follow it down, and then I just activated it again as I got a lot of downward momentum, and you saw there I took 0 damage. So that's what you can do. All right, so once you have the crystal on the island, you want to bring it to the shrine, and then the shrine gets created. Now, this is not one of those Sky Island shrine quests where the shrine is a Roarer's Blessing. No, this is a full-blown shrine. So this shrine is called the Ice Guides You. And if you are not familiar with this concept yet, what you need to do is you need to throw ice fruit into this water here, and then that will create a platform. And then you need to basically attach a steel platform to this ice, and then slide it down this ramp so it hits the target. Now, this first one is easier than the chest challenge. And what I mean by that is what you can actually do is you can attach a bunch of platforms together. I'm going to do a total of 3. So you could attach 3 platforms together and then just slide a giant rectangle down the ramp, and it has like a 90% chance of hitting the target. So this is just a really easy way to do this part. The chest challenge is a bit trickier, but for this, we're just going to use these 3. Truth be told, I'm not like 1,000% sure if you need these steel platforms now that I'm thinking about it. Kind of don't think you do, but maybe it gives an added weight. I'm just realizing this now, but in case you don't, feel free not to use them. But I figured maybe they gave them some weight and helped them pick up speed, so they also gave them to you, so I figured you might have to use them. Once you're ready, you want to attach all 3, and then basically just throw this thing down the center lane, and then you want to do this basically just as the target starts moving again. And then you have a pretty high chance of hitting the target. As you can see here, the 3rd platform is what hit it. So decent chance. You can always extend it even further if you'd like. Okay, so that's the first one. Make sure to restock on ice fruit. This stuff is always really, really helpful. There are other shrines in the game where you will need this to reach them. I can't speak to whether or not you need the ice fruit in the shrine, but you do need them to reach a couple shrines in the game. For the second challenge, it's more or less the same concept. However, you do need to launch this on a specific spot. So I am aligning Link to the right of this line in the ground and then dropping the platform or the ice on a slight angle. This way it curves downward, but I'll show you here. This is where I'm standing. It's to the right of one tile and really far to the left of the other, right along that lane in the ramp. That took me a little while to figure out, but that spot seems to be pretty reliable, so that's what I recommend using. Inside the chest, you'll get a Mighty Zonate shield with level 50 defense, so if you need a shield, feel free to toss that. Again, restock up on the ice fruit, and then claim your Light's Blessing as a reward. And that's it. All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the join button below this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and join my Discord. The links for those are in the description below. As always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.